Hi guys, welcome back to the new video. Let me give a quick introduction about myself. Myself actually currently pursuing my BE degree in HVCE group of institution in the department of ENC. And you are watching Rakshit's YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about the subject is electronic principles of circuit, nothing but the EPC, and the topic is comparison of BJT amplifier and the Mosfet. Without wasting the time, let's follow the slides. In the first slide, we are going to know about the comparative study of the BJT amplifier and the Mosfet amplifiers. Amplifiers based on the bipolar junction transistor, nothing but the BJT, and the metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor, nothing but the Mosfet, are two fundamental building blocks in electronic circuits. This presentation will explore the key differences, advantages, and the limitation of these two amplifier types to help you make the informed design choices. In the next slide, we are going to know about the fundamentals of the BJT amplifier operation. The first fundamental is voltage controlled current sources. BJT amplifier operate as a voltage controlled current sources where a small input voltage controls a much larger output current. The second funda is bipolar conduction. BJTs rely on the flow of both electrons and the holes to achieve the current amplification. The last funda is biasing requirements. BJT amplifier requires a careful biasing of the base emitter junction to set the operating point. Let us know the advantages of the BJT amplifiers. The first advantages is high current gain. BJTs can provide a very high current gain, often in the range of 50 to 300. The second advantage is good noise performance. BJT amplifiers generally exhibit a low noise, making them suitable for the sensitive analog application. The third advantage is robust operation. BJTs are less susceptible to damage from the electrostatic discharge, nothing but the EST, compared to the MOSFETs. Looking into the limitations of BJT amplifiers, the first limitation is lower input impedance. BJT amplifiers typically have a lower input impedance compared to MOSFET amplifier, which can impact a circuit loading. The second limitation is thermal sensitivity. BJT performance can be affected by temperature variation, requiring additional thermal composition security. The third limitation is higher power consumption. BJT amplifiers generally consume more power than the MOSFET, which can be a concern in battery powered application. So, in the next slide, we are going to know about the fundamentals of the MOSFET amplifier operation. Well, coming to the first one, the voltage controlled current flow. MOSFET amplifiers operate as a voltage controlled current source, where a gate voltage controls the current following between the source and the drain. The second funda is unipolar conduction. The MOSFET operation relies solely on the flow of either electrons means N channel or the holes means the P channel, unlike the bipolar conditions in the BJTs. The last fundamental is simplified biasing. MOSFET amplifiers are generally requires a simpler biasing schemes compared to the BJT amplifiers. Looking into the advantages of the MOSFET amplifiers, the first advantage is high input impedance. MOSFET amplifiers are very high input impedance, which minimizes a loading on the previous stage. The second advantage is low power consumption. MOSFET amplifiers typically consume less power than the BJT amplifier, which making them more energy efficient. The third advantage is simpler biasing. MOSFET amplifiers require simpler biasing networks, reducing circuit complexity and the design effort. Looking into the disadvantages or the limitation of the MOSFET amplifier, the first limitation is lower current gain. MOSFET amplifiers generally have a lower current gain compared to the BJT amplifier, typically in the range of 10 to 100. The second limitation is susceptibility to ESD. MOSFET transistors are more susceptible damage from the electrostatic discharge, nothing but the ESD events, requiring additional protection security. The third limitation is reduced noise performance. MOSFET amplifiers may exhibit higher noise levels compared to the BJT amplifier, which can be concern in the sensitive analog applications. While coming to the main part, the comparison of BJT amplifier and the MOSFET amplifiers in with respect to the performance. In the first column, we can observe the characteristics. Coming to the first characteristics, is current gain. BJT amplifier gives her a gain around high in the typically in the range of 50 to 300, while a MOSFET amplifier perform in moderate range, typically in the range of 10 to 100. The second characteristics is input impedance. BJT amplifier performs in moderate and the MOSFET amplifier performs very high. While coming to the power consumption, BJT amplifier consume more power than the MOSFET, where MOSFET consumes less power. When coming to the noise performance, BJT amplifiers are good and MOSFET are moderate in range. The last characteristic is ESG suspectability. BJT amplifier suspect less to the ESD, while MOSFET suspect more to the ESD. So let us know about the application of the BJT and MOSFET amplifiers. The first application is audio amplifiers. Both BJT and the MOSFET amplifiers are widely used in the audio applications such as speakers, headphones, and musical instruments. The second frequency is BJT amplifiers are commonly used in RF circuits such as in radio transmitters and the receivers due to their good noise performance. The third advantages is the application is MOSFET amplifiers are often preferred for the high power consumption such as power supply and the motor drivers due to their efficiency and their thermal management advantages. Coming to the conclusion part, choosing the right amplifier. The first one is application requirement. Consider the specific requirements for your applications such as power consumption, noise sensitivity, and the environmental factors. The second one is amplifier characteristics. Evaluate the characteristics of BJT and the MOSFET amplifiers, such as gain, input, impedance, the thermal performance to determine the best to fit. The third one is trade-off and compromises. Understand there may be trade-off and compromises when the choosing between the BJT and the MOSFET amplifiers, and be prepared to make informed decision based on your design priorities. That's all about the video. Thank you for watching. This is Rakshit signing off.